I often get the question, Mr. Belmar, how do I become motivated? Motivated to do what? Well, how do I get motivated to work out, to train? My answer usually is, you're approaching it with the wrong emotion. You're looking for an emotion to give you the stimulus, to give you the momentum that you seek to get a result. Emotions are fleeting. They come and they go. And they're a lot more fleeting when you don't know how to understand and process internally what's going on. All you observe, all you process with your brain is the external stimulus given at you. And now you're seeking an end result, an elite physique, a physique that's going to serve you for years to come. But the approach to get this physique shouldn't come with a feeling, right? You shouldn't be seeking motivation. What you should be seeking is discipline. Discipline is taking action on a daily basis to reach the goals that you want to achieve. What does this mean? This means it doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter if you feel bad, if you feel tired, if you feel happy, if you feel motivated, if you feel unmotivated. Those are feelings, they're emotions. I can tell you, when you use discipline as the main resource, as the main strategy to get the elite physique, which is, I'm going to train regardless of how I feel, right? And if you can tie discipline with being in tune with your body, you won't get injured, right? Because you'll start realizing, hey, perhaps I'm really tired, I'm drained, right? If you're a guy and you're trying to get a big chest, and you train chest 3 times a week, it's probably not the most ideal approach. Because you're not going full throttle, and then you're not recovering. There has to be seasons and cyclicalities. But during these seasons and cyclicalities, there has to be discipline. So you can use discipline in different sectors: hypertrophy, mobility, flexibility. Talk about longevity, right? Because you could take time off exercising to fast more, to maybe walk more, just to stretch. So this is what you need to take into account, right? When you want to achieve this physique, you have to rely on discipline, you have to rely on intuition, and then you have to rely on strategies that have worked for other people. And then thinking outside the box, and then perhaps expanding on those theories that then became a reality, an action, a blueprint for other people. So, my opinion is, you gotta think outside the box. You gotta do things differently. And you have to seek discipline, right? Discipline in every aspect: mental, spiritual, physical. It's all tied in together. It's all correlated. And when you grasp that, that's when you realize you go full throttle. That's when you realize you have to go dojo mode. And dojo mode is when you actually go all out, right? Not to the point of insanity, but to the point that you know you're pushing yourself so much that if you actually stay consistent through discipline, through the right protocols, in only a couple weeks, you'll get that initial feeling that you wanted, which was motivation. Why? Because you've changed the framework of how you perceive reality. You've changed the framework of how you perceive yourself, because you're showing up, because you're putting in the work. And you change the framework of how you look. Your body starts looking more lean, you start getting more results, and then you realize perhaps there's light at the end of the tunnel. Let me tell you, this is a lot easier to do when you're in a group environment, when you're tied with other people that have the same ethos, the same purpose, the same goal. And that's why I created the dojo. It's an online community for both men and women that really want to take their minds, their bodies, their physiques, through a transmutation, through a whole process of becoming a new version of themselves. I was able to accomplish it, and many hundreds and hundreds of students have also been able to accomplish it. The truth is, the climb never stops. Different goals, different objectives, different enemies, different friends will appear on your journey. So it's always about realizing that humans, throughout history, we're designed to thrive in community. The issues, if you're surrounded with the wrong people at the wrong time, it can be terrible. And then if you're by yourself in a very cynical state for long periods of time, that's also very dangerous. And that's why I created the dojo. It's the way. It's the way to many doors. In fact, the Torii Gate is a very beautiful symbol, right? A symbol of where the heavenly meets the earthly. So it's a visual representation of the path that we decide to embark on. So guys, those are some tips, those are some ideas, right? It's kind of like understanding that discipline is not how you feel. It's understand that it's a tool and it's a resource. And the more you use it like a muscle, the more you'll get results. And the more you'll get the motivation, that feeling that you sought before. But that feeling will come and go, right? And if your why isn't strong enough, then this whole conversation was a waste of time. Because the why is what's truly going to be the fuel, the fire that you need internally, externally, because there's a correlation between that and discipline, right? Your why and discipline. And once they're integrated together, I feel like the chances of success in terms of transforming your body will have a higher percentage of being completed, or the job being done, right? But if your why isn't strong enough, if your why is superficial, if it's vain, then it'll come and go, right? At the end of the day, the path I've chosen is one that many people won't walk, right? And I'm fine with that. And that's totally fine. And if I get judged, that is totally fine. It's part of the journey. It's part of climbing to the mountaintop. If you know, you know. That being said, guys, pursue discipline. Pursue a deeper why. And let your why always be shifting, changing, and taking new forms. Peace and grace.